All right, so something else that's wild and just kind of still hanging out there. Carmelo Anthony has twins over in London, and we were contacted by a woman in London who told us that she had a relationship with Carmelo Anthony. Now, what people don't know is that Carmelo Anthony and Lala had been separated for 3 years. I actually spoke to Lala. We didn't get too much in details, but I did want to kind of get to the heart of what was happening with this news that it broke. And so Carmelo had twins by this woman, which is a single man he can do. He's just not divorced yet. And so
Mhm.
people started to drag Lala into it and their child by saying this is the third child he's had on Lala, that he's had, one before and now two more. And so Lala wanted to set the record straight that she and him are not together and haven't been together in a few years. Well, the two things that I thought were concerning were, one, that we didn't know that he had these two kids, and two, that they're still in the NICU over in London struggling for their lives, and he's now not involved in his ghost of the woman. And so that's what made her come forward. Ironically, also part of the story was the fact that we put out another piece that Kim Kardashian allegedly had hired a private investigator. So I talked to Kim Kardashian's CMO, Tracy Romulus, and she explained that she was a friend of Lala's and she on her own decided to go behind Kim and Lala's back to find out details to help Lala with the information. That just set the internet on fire, and the girl got nervous and it became a big mess. And so now, I don't know where we are with it because the woman has disappeared. I know that Carmelo was allegedly trying to get her to, at least what she said, trying to get her to admit that she was lying because he wanted to distance himself from the scandal and, continue to pay her. Now, we've seen PayPal records of upwards of $100,000 sent between Carmelo and her. I mean, they look legit. And then also, she sent me text messages of him, between him and her, and I verified them with a third party friend. So he was, in fact, texting her. What do you guys think about all this? And why do you think Lala was unnecessarily drug into it all?
Jason, forget King of Beagle. You're the king of receipts. Do you recognize how many receipts
Wait,
you just dropped?
but let me tell you something. I've never seen 100,000 go through in a PayPal. That's incredible. I just want to put that out there.
I didn't know PayPal could do
Wow.
that. Wow,
Yeah.
that's a little petty. Poor Lala. My heart goes out to all the women and children involved who are innocent victims of this man's roving penis. That's how I feel about it. I think I'm surprised they're not divorced already. We all thought they were divorced. When they said Lala was filing for divorce, my first reaction was, wait, they're not divorced already? So I think anybody blaming her for any of Carmelo's actions is really foolish because we all know that they have not been a real couple and living as husband and wife for a very long time. So she shouldn't be punished for any of his sins. It doesn't make any sense to
Well,
me.
Hmm.
I'll tell
I'm
you what
Team
I told
Lala.
Lala. I'll tell you what I told Lala. I'd be sleeping under a rock. I didn't know that that they were not living under the same roof. I thought they were still together. But technically, if they're still married, they're still together. I think the issue that people were having is that they had not finalized, their relationship in the public eye. And what I was explaining to her was, until we see the separation, I think is when we can, like, mentally separate it. And one thing I know about Lala, just from a distance, because everybody knows I'm Team Lala. I've been a fan of Lala's. I love her, how
You
she's
love
built her
her.
career and how she makes her moves, and she's just a swagged out chick. What I love about her is that she stayed in the marriage, meaning staying married, because her son is old enough where he follows Hollywood Unlocked. He looks at what we're
Oh.
posting and he's reading what's happening on the internet. And she didn't want him to read issues between their mother and their father. But it comes to a point where you out here just being reckless, and now she keeps being drug into it when she's trying to move on. So, she's now filed for divorce. And I think that's the right thing to do. And I wanted her to file for divorce a long time ago. But it's not my relationship.
And you know what? And I feel like Lala is strong enough to handle the situation. But you brought up her son. That's the dude. That's the person I'm worried about. That's the person Carmelo has to talk to because, like you said, he's old enough to see, read, and understand, digest all of this. You got to speak to your son, man. And, that's a tough pill to swallow. I think Lala is definitely prepared for this. And in this time of social media and everything going on, I think she can spin it where, watch me on the Shy every weekend. She got a popping show going on. She's doing her thing in
It's
the acting world.
amazing.
I
Yeah.
think she's going to be totally great. I think she is used to this. Unfortunately, she's used to this kind of thing dropping on her, and I think she's going to move forward just fine.
We used to always think of Lala as Kim and Sierra's friend, or the girl who was married to the basketball player. But over the years, to Damage's point, she has done a really excellent job of paving her own lane. When I think of Lala now, I don't even think of Carmelo. I don't think of the
Hmm.
Kardashians. I don't think of Sierra. I think of her on The Shy. I think of her in Power. I think of her as her own entity. And so I think even though there might be some haters who want to drag her into this mess with Carmelo, he is her estranged husband. That's a legal term. He's her estranged husband. Husband, but that estranged makes a lot of sense. And so for me, her stardom is so much bigger than, no offense, I don't watch basketball. To me, she's a bigger star than him at this point in her career. So I think she'll be just fine. I'm not worried
Well,
about
I'll
her
be
at
honest
all.
with you. I never looked at Lala Anthony as an accessory to the Kardashians or as Carmelo's wife. I've respected Lala as a journalist moving up through TRL and holding her own thing, holding her own. And I
Facts.
and I really love how, what I think I get from watching Lala and her relationships is how trusted she is. Beyonce
Mm-hmm.
trusts you, Serena trusts you, Sierra trusts you, the Kardashians trust you. I mean, she is you could tell the type of person and talking to her on the phone. This is the first time we actually had a phone call. I can feel her energy through the phone. It was a real ass chick having a real ass conversation. We didn't have to do the whole, is this off the record thing? Oh, I'm afraid to talk to you thing. She was like, yo, I'll with you. I just want you to have all the information so you know where you're coming from, and that, we make sure that, keep in mind, there's a child who's reading all this. And she even, this was another thing I think that stood out for me on the call, was she was even compassionate and showing empathy for Carmelo. And I
Oh,
Yeah.
think that
we love her.
I wish her the best. I am glad that she's filed for divorce. I hope she gets the closure that she deserves. And Lala, remember I tell you this, the next man, you're gonna find you a real good one now. Not to say that
Oh
Carmelo was bad.
yeah.
I think all men are flawed to a certain degree, even damaged. But you're gonna find a good one.
And to Carmelo, I don't know, dude, personally, man, just get it together where, you can have that respect and love from your kids. That's it. Is Lala going to stay? No, but you still have your son there. You still have to be a role model for him. So we all got to keep in mind, all us fathers, you got to keep in mind the actions we do, the things we do is a reflection of us and our family. So that's it, Carmelo. Hopefully get it together.
Okay. Well, Lala, if you are watching, please tell your son to turn this off because I have to say something to his dad. Okay.
Oh
Ooh.
man.
Carmelo,
Oh no,
Carmelo,
here it goes.
Carmelo. I don't know you, and I know you don't care that I don't know you, and I know that you don't care to know me, because anybody who's in this much, they don't like me because I have a job to do. I am a fan, though, however, of you as an athlete. I think you're a great athlete, and you're going to go down as one of the best NBA players to ever grace the court. But you're also going to go down as probably like a no guy, too. You have two kids right now that are in a hospital allegedly fighting for their lives. And the way that you handle it is by allegedly cutting the woman who birthed these kids, that you raw dog. You took your, what's that little shark called? The little shark. No. What's that song? What? Baby shark. What?
Baby Shark.
Baby shark. You took
Baby
your
Shark.
baby shark and you put it in that pool, and now
Oh.
you got to deal with the responsibilities or irresponsibilities of your behavior. And now you got us all out here trying to figure out, private investigators. Kim's being drug into it. Her staff ain't working on Skims because they focused on you. Lala somewhere trying to protect your son from you. And you ain't handling your business. You need to step up and be a better man. And I'm so sick and tired of everybody saying, oh, it's the Kardashians that make the black man look bad. No, it's the black men who can't control their penises that do all this extra that continue to be propped up by women like Lala and the Kardashians because of other reasons that continue to make black men look crazy. Get your together, brother. That's it.
Yeah, sexual discipline, man. We gotta exercise sexual discipline. It's so needed. Everybody in the limelight. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're just starting off. I don't care if you're the biggest star in the world. Because clearly, it don't matter if you're an all-star athlete. Sexual discipline is needed, especially if you got kids, man. Our kids gonna watch this stuff. They see this stuff.
And this came out Father's Day weekend, so for me, that's extra tacky. That's karma.
Yeah, it's
Like
like we
it's
gotta
tacky.
have sexual
What?
discipline.
And let's be clear. Do not blame the media for having a job to do. Do not blame blogs. Do not blame radio shows. Don't blame podcasts, talk show hosts. All that. Own yo. All the stuff they've ever put out about me that I've done, I did it. All the stuff they've ever tried to put out about me that I didn't do, I don't own it. Because you know what they say, when they can't find nothing, they make it up. And that's real.
Yep.
But what I will say to the situation, this woman that I spoke to, I believe her over these other women that I've talked to that have popped up and had these issues with athletes, because she sounded emotionally devastated. And she reached out to me, I think, out of desperation, because she didn't know where else to go. And she knew I'd be doing what I'm doing right now. Now, she has disappeared, and I'm sure she got some phone calls and people are trying to manage the situation, because you have to think about it. A lot of people are invested in Carmelo, the NBA, if he has a shoe deal, that brand. There's tons and tons of people making millions and millions of dollars off of Carmelo, so they don't want these kind of conversations to be happening. But more importantly, Carmelo, your kid, I just told you, your kid is on the internet. So if you know your kid is seeing what daddy doing, daddy need to do better. Period.